U.S. Vice President JD Vance is in India, where he's been meeting with Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Delhi is hoping to agree to a trade deal to avoid U.S. tariffs on Indian goods. The two nations have described ties as being, quote, the defining partnership of the 21st century. But Donald Trump's trade war is threatening to cast a shadow over relations. Both sides say that the talks have made significant progress. I want to pull in now Michael Kugelman. He's a columnist for foreign policy and a South Asia analyst. Mr. Kugelman, it's good to have you with us this evening. How much is really at stake here for India, especially with the threat of U.S. tariffs hanging in the background?
Yeah, there's a lot at stake. If we looked at what's happened in recent weeks in U.S.-India relations, India or New Delhi has seemingly done so much to try to reduce the risk of getting hit by tariffs. It's pledged to import more American goods. It actually has gotten rid of a number of tariffs. And yet it still was served up with that 26% reciprocal tariff, which of course is now on pause, but could come back. So I think India feels it has to keep doing more to prevent the risk of getting hit with tariffs. The advantage that India has compared to many other countries is that it has a commitment from the Trump administration to launch talks. I mean, there's a commitment that came when Prime Minister Modi met President Trump in Washington back in February. At that point, they agreed to pursue a trade deal. And so those are talks that will begin very soon. So while there is pressure to come to some type of deal before this 90-day pause on the tariffs ends, India does have the luxury of knowing that it'll have those broader talks at play with the goal of reaching a deal by the fall. So it does mean that there is a bit of a cushion there if it doesn't get a deal sooner. But still, in any case, it will not be an easy negotiation.
Yeah, what about the rhetoric that keeps coming out of the White House? President Trump, he continues to call India a tariff king. I mean, what is that doing to the momentum here that could be building for a trade deal?
Well, I mean, I think that the Indian side is used to hearing that rhetoric. This is rhetoric that was used by Trump in his first administration. It was rhetoric that was used by Trump on the campaign trail and more recently as well. I mean, I think that for India, it just puts that in the background, so to speak. And I think it recognizes the fact that whereas during Trump's first term, you essentially had a mini tariff war between the U.S. and India, because back then, when India was slapped with U.S. tariffs, it reciprocated with more tariffs. India retaliated with more tariffs. India has not retaliated this time, and I think India believes, rightly so, that the Trump administration this time around really wants to see a trade deal with India because it values the importance of the commercial partnership.
And India is also seen as a key U.S. partner in the campaign to push back against China's influence in the Indo-Pacific region. So that has to give India some leverage, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Very much so. I mean, I think that the Trump administration, like previous U.S. administrations in recent years, sees India really as America's best and perhaps only strategic partner in South Asia to counter China because of its size and its wealth and its location and so many other things. So even with all these tensions around commercial relations now with the tariff issue, I think that those in Washington believe India is an essential partner, and that might make the Trump administration willing to cut India a bit of slack and perhaps hold back from even harsher tariffs that it might be inclined to slap on other countries. So a 26% reciprocal tariff is pretty high, but I think that if India was not India in terms of how it's perceived strategically in Washington, who knows, that tariff could well have even been higher.
Okay. Michael Kugelman, we appreciate your time and your valuable insights tonight. Thank you.
Thank you.